Hello, hello. It is Tease. It is Tease. I hope all are well. Hope all are safe. I want to jump right in. I also want to make this quick, but I feel like something has to be said. The elephant in the room needs to be addressed. And the crazy thing is, I don't want to speak for the world, even though the American struggle goes worldwide. Okay, 1 second. No more sound effect. That's literally the only reason why I'm up early after the meridian. I want to say, yeah, it's a little after 5 after the meridian. And it's quiet. But of course, every time when I rise, I'm waking up to news of another dead black, as you know them. The quote unquote American Negro. Dead. And the part that is alarming is most of the time when we get murdered by pink people in America or other nations in America, more than like most of the time they get swept under the rug, or you get emptied of your guts, and you probably even get eaten, you see what I'm saying? So you'll never be found. So my thing is, if they're hitting the news, that means it's happening a lot more. So let's say, for instance, 10 niggas are murdered every day. We're only going to hear about 1 or 2 of them if we're lucky. If I'm hearing about them every day, old and new stories, oh, there's a lot of black bodies out there that's unaccounted for. And again, if the quote-unquote ones who makes the news, remember how I said only 1 or 2 make the news every day, if those are coming in hot, then you know there's a lot more. And I'm saying it's getting to the point where these are critical times because it's happening more. And you're not just getting murdered, you're getting murdered on display. And not only are you ending up on social media platforms to be viewed, you're ending up on the news as to be viewed. And that's what encouraged this damn video. I want to say this happened in 2023, but for some reason this pink guy, he's still in court up until now, because criminal cases or any type of murder, quote unquote murder cases, they last they can last a long time. Criminal cases can last a long time. Basically, long story short, this pink man was married to a military black woman. And long story short, it was on recording. So basically, you see the black woman running upstairs to get away from him because he was mad about something that happened after her birthday party. So she runs upstairs. He runs behind her, literally on her tail, to the point where I would say maybe 2 seconds, 5 to 10 seconds later, you hear about 10 shots. And then you hear him running back down the stairs, and the lady like, she's taking her last breath. She's about to be dead in about the next minute or 2. But you can hear her in the background, basically taking her last breath, being spilled of her spirit. And literally, when they're in court, because someone just reported on this about 3 weeks ago, he just reported, "Oh, I was scared." So you mean to tell me a pink man with a gun is scared of a black woman that all you got to do is take out, and you may have a good chance of skating into the sunset? Here's one thing. Here's something else too y'all need to learn. Actually, before I get started, as far as the explanation, I want to say, if anyone, including YouTube, is offended by the thumbnail, you might want to go crack open the original American history books. You see what I'm saying? Now, these new age ones, the ones that edition 200 and something, the one that's been remixed 1,000 times, that ain't gonna tell you about the dead hanging. They call that, what is it, low hanging fruit or something fruit. Low hanging, basically that means black bodies are hanging from a tree, and that ain't nothing new. That photo in the thumbnail, so just in case YouTube or anybody else want to report that as graphic, that photo was taken in Georgia, meaning it ain't unusual for niggas to end up dead by hanging. You see what I'm saying? So that was taken in, that's a part of American history, and that happened under constitutional law. The same law that's here right now, today, what is this, April whatever, it's the same thing, under the same umbrella. Only thing is different is the year. That's the only thing that's different, okay? So just anyone who ever want to get offended by the thumbnail, that's real American history. This is why I'm saying something. Conditional law. Okay, I'm not sure what that means. That's constitutional law. Constitutional law, Broccoli. Were you laughing? Were you trying to be funny, Brock? Don't get cute on the fucking internet. I'm not the one to play with. That'd be your last laugh. I don't know if you're trying to be fucking funny. Under constitutional fucking law, that's the same thing. You see what I'm saying? Just like this particular law that we're under, this constitutional law. So I don't know if you was, I didn't see the faces. I don't know if that was a surprise for you trying to laugh, but I don't know. Conditional law. So I don't know if you're trying to be funny or what, but if you're trying to be cute, this is a serious matter. Okay? So I don't know if you're trying to be cute, fine. Go play with your, let me shut up. Okay. But anyway, back to what the F I was saying. So I thought I'd put that disclaimer. Hello, Madar. Hello. Welcome in. I just want to put that disclaimer in there in case of those who are offended by the thumbnail. This is a part of American history. That's why I say learn American history before you get people from the background, people who ain't even from this damn country, and then before you get these sick niggers that are in the country, before you get to running your mouth about what people are going through or what don't exist, you might want to literally thoroughly study American history, literally from the past up until now. If you compare those old history books, the one that'll tell you the truth versus the one now, they're going to tell, oh, everything's sweet. Obama. They're only going to show you the stuff that looks good to clean it up. But no, this stuff, nothing has changed. Only thing that changed was the clothes in the year, perhaps the music. Okay? So I just thought I'd put that disclaimer out there for those who feel a little sensitive or squeamish. And I know y'all probably ain't squeamish. Y'all like to see blood. That's the whole point of having it on the internet. That's why the news post it, and that's why they put it on social media, because they know people are sick. They like to see dead bodies. So that's why I was saying I want to put a state of emergency, because I'm noticing that the American Negroes are getting picked off as other niggas too, but you come here to try to fit in and you just end up getting picked off because you think you're the exception to the rule. But I'm noticing getting picked off more and more. So there's at least 10 bodies a day, and these are the ones that was lucky enough to make the news. Like I say, if 10 blacks in America gets murdered, only 1 or 2 is going to make the news. So if I'm getting bodies coming in like hotcakes, that means, oh, there's many, probably millions of more that you'll never hear about, because I'm sure they probably eaten by now, or I'm sure they've been emptied of their guts, and Lord knows where their body is. But long story short, this particular guy, he basically said, oh, I was scared. So let people tell it. All they have to say is they're scared. They skate into the sunset. They are innocent. That's another thing too. Innocent until proven guilty. That does not apply to black Americans. Okay. Now we can say, well, that's injustice. That's against the law. Okay. Let me tell you what else is against the law. Lying, killing, and stealing is against the law. But has that stopped anything? Especially them? No. Okay. So I really don't understand how you get Negroes who grew up in America and then want to compare the constitutional law when it comes to other nations. Oh, well, we both stole from the store. I get the death penalty and he gets to stay into the sunset. And I'm thinking, like, well, that sounds like American history. And the crazy thing is, we've been here our entire lives. So from what we know, even though this goes back centuries, even with these Snuff films, like this Snuff film is nothing new. I just thought I'd say something because it's still happening. This case was from 3 weeks ago. Not the thumbnail. I'm talking about the one with the guy who shot his black wife. And then that's nothing new, too. It is not impossible to get murdered by your pink wife or your pink husband. It ain't impossible, and it's still happening. Hell, it's probably happening right now. So that's why I'm saying this is a state of emergency, because unless you want to become the next Snuff film, it's time to run for our lives. You see what I'm saying? Y'all want to go to these sundown towns playing with fire, and then when you get murdered, then now you want to have everybody up in the uproar. No. Now, if they come snatch you out of your house and burn you in your lawn, okay, yeah, now that's something to raise hell. But if I climb in bed with Biden, or if I go to comfort the Klan, because I'm thinking I'm the exception to the rule, and they tear me up and have me posted all over social media and the news, then unfortunately that is considered suicide. You see what I'm saying? That's why I say we need to split the line between what is suicide and what is actually a legit murder. You see what I'm saying? Because if we know these people are savage, and all they got to say, I was scared, or I feared for my safety, or I thought wrong door, whatever it is, all they got to say is, oops, that wasn't you, wrong nigger. You see what I'm saying? And they escape to the sunset. That's too damn convenient. Clearly, you're not on the same level when it comes to justice. You see what I'm saying? If you have to kick and scratch and fight for your justice, clearly the system is not for you, So there is no such thing as the exception to the rule. You get some people who they come through and they think that, okay, well, if I be on team Constitution or team police, then maybe they'll spare me. And then maybe if I say racism don't exist, like, you get to Anton Daniels and that nigger crew, they get on my, I'm ready to, have them slapped upon that guillotine too, because it's one of those things, it's when you get these influential niggas and you want to play with our Stockholm syndrome, which is a disability, we got mental problems. Any nigger in America got me. Hell, even the mental illness is so thick and bad in America to where it ain't just the American Negroes that are sick. The pink people are sick too, probably even more sick, because they really do believe, like, okay, well, I can kill you, swim in your blood, and then pink Jesus is going to come and save them. Then the niggers still think that pink Jesus is coming. It's the sickest thing. And like I say, when we're over here playing on it and taking advantage of people's disability, no, we need to be getting some major help. I mean, some real help, to the point where we can get fried chicken, whatever that is that's in our eyes that's blinding us. We need to get that out of our eyes and wake up and smell the roses and know that you are in the lion's den. And there's a pink lion right behind you ready to eat your ass up in more than one way. You know, so that's why I'm thinking it is time to come out of this delusion and wake up and smell the roses and understand where you are. Because this is not, you are not in a safe place. You see what I'm saying? Literally every day there's reports of, oh, somebody just got murdered. Murdered in the sundown town. People don't even die naturally anymore. More than likely, if people that's coming up dead now, that's either murder or witchcraft. Literally. I don't think anybody had an honest slip and fall down the stairs or just an honest, oh, I just choked on lunch. No. People are being dead by poisoning, dead by bullet, dead by getting ran over, death by hanging, death by firing squad, death by strangulation, death by disease. You see what I'm saying? And all this stuff that's a deliberate attack. So that means basically you're getting picked off. The American Negroes, probably even Negroes in general, if you want to come to America, you're getting picked off, literally. That's why I say, unless you want to become the next Snuff film, you might want to get some serious help and understand where you are. And if the times are only getting more critical and only getting more dangerous, you better be very careful as to who you are around. You know what I mean? Because y'all climbing in bed with y'all precious and the beast, and you think that shit is cute, and that's perfectly fine because you do have free will. If you want to climb in bed with your murderer, perfectly fine. But just don't call me when you get murdered. Don't call Black Lives Matter. Don't call the news crying for help. And you know not to call the police because if anything, they're probably gonna finish you. Okay, so just y'all know the rules. You grew up in America, you know the rules. You know the rules, and if you don't, because you forgot or you think they don't apply to you, that's a whole other story, and that's also considered suicide because that's called negligence. You don't care that you're in the belly of the beast. That is called negligence and AKA suicide. Okay? So that's what I wanted to say. Yeah, so I want to say the latest Snuff film that I know of, I think it is still the twins. But like I say, I know there's more out there, but you got to consider the buried bodies too, the ones that ain't going to make the news. You're never going to find this person because they've been eaten, they've been emptied of their guts, and they are no more. You lucky you might find their skeleton. But other than that, yeah, they are no more. And like I say, these that are making the news, those are the ones that were lucky enough to make the news. And if they do show you, they're just going to show your dead body. Like I said, they didn't show the lady getting shot, but they definitely showed her because of video footage. They had a recording in the house, and they showed him running upstairs and emptying a few rounds in her, and then coming back down the other set of stairs cleaning his gun. You know, so they have no problem showing you getting murdered. To them, that's a victory. You know, so that's why I said you might want to know where you are. And here in America, shit is not sweet. Yes, it's 2025, but that don't mean nothing. Only thing that's different are the songs. Nigga Minaj is on the radio now. That's the only difference, okay? That's the only thing. But the hatred, the constitutional law, the hanging a nigga, the getting away with and being murdered by the police and having the overseer, that has not went anywhere. The whips and chains haven't even went anywhere. They just switched it around. Oh, use cuffs instead. Instead of the whip, use a bullet. And actually, really, in Texas, they do still use the whip. So, nothing, I promise you, nothing has changed. Well, actually, things have changed. You become more sick in the head and more delusional and more comfortable to the point where you're ignoring the elephant. And again, that's another thing, too. If you're ignoring it, you're ignoring that loaded bullet, that loaded gun that's in your face, that is suicide. Because you're not running for your life. The part of me think that y'all want to get killed. Here's another thing, too. And this is going to get slightly off topic. But even when it comes to that Shannon Sharp, he ain't the only one. But when it comes to these, you get these big black men that want to climb in bed with pink women. And then they say, even when I think Ocho Cinco said the same thing, they'll say like, oh, well, I ended up with a pink man or a pink woman because the black people said I was ugly. Well, the black women in particular said I was ugly in school. So I'm thinking like, hold on now. So the worst thing a black woman can call you is black and ugly. But you climb in bed with pink men and pink women to be kicked and choked and called a nigger as a fetish. Oh, okay. I'm just leave it at that. But that just shows you we are a very sick people. We are very sick, very, very sick, and we need to get some serious help. Otherwise, it won't be nothing left of you. We're all just gonna be just murdered because we just got to be next to Massa in his cheering. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, what is wrong with y'all? Yeah, so I just thought I'd put that out there. that I'm noticing the snuff films at an all-time high. These are probably the most snuff films I've ever seen in 2025 versus ever in my life. Normally, back in the day, if I see a snuff film, I would be so blown away. I think the first snuff film I seen was Emmett Till, and that was about 25 years ago. Yeah, maybe maybe a little bit more than 25 years ago. That was the first snuff film that I seen, was the Emmett Till one I seen. I was like, oh my God, and I was so traumatized to the point where when I did see one, like maybe every 5 years, and I'm blown away. Now I'm not blown away. I'm more like, oh, dead, another dead, to the point where now I got to keep making videos like, what are y'all sick niggas doing? And again, if you don't mind, that's fine. Just end up dead and don't make no reports. You see what I'm saying? That's suicide. Because when you commit suicide, you can't make a report. So I get it. But you can't cry victim if you're in bed with the beast. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, it's one thing if they come and get me versus me come over there to be eaten. You see what I'm saying? If I drive to my murder, or if I move in or marry my murderer, that's suicide. Unfortunately. Okay? Because like I say, these murders are coming in too hot. Just like how LA is doing. Oh, well, we're overbooked. I'm overbooked. If you committed suicide, that is not a report. That's not a murder. It's not. Yeah, you're dead, but that's not murder. We're overbooked, like LAPD. We're overbooked. That's nothing to y'all want to try to justify for these LA police just sitting around, somebody calling for help, and they over here twiddling their thumbs in the parking lot. Here's the thing. If LA PD, if you got time to lay up with the prostitutes and get them pregnant, or if you pull up to to the crime scene and you got time to hang out in the parking lot, dicking around and laughing and as if you're on break, then bitch, you're not overbooked, okay? Because you get people that want to speak on behalf of LAPD. Well, they're overbooked. You know, they're this, and that. They want to justify for them. Or you call and say you're being robbed and they show up an hour later and then don't even do the report. They don't do the report because they don't want to do the paperwork. You see what I'm saying? But they're saying that they're overbooked. No, you're lazy because you're still getting, you're not overbooked when it comes to payment. Your ass is still getting paid. And then when you do show up on a crime scene, you're hanging out. Ain't nobody running into no burning buildings. No, nobody's saving the cat out. Nobody's having shootouts. No, they're hanging out in the parking lots. Like I say, I've seen plenty of crime scenes, and it became a party. Wasn't nobody working. We were partying. Partying with the firefighters, the police, and the squad. Especially if let the SWAT team or the helicopters come out. It's a party. Ain't nobody working. So y'all can go to hell with that. Oh, the port police just overbooked. No, they're not. They ain't overbooked. They just ain't working. They don't want to work. But I bet you they're not overbooked when they was laying up with those prostitutes. Half of these prostitutes are pregnant by the police. Those babies are gonna be born with badge numbers and 9mm. And blue suits. Okay? So again, if you got time to lay up with the night walkers, or if you got time to go looking for trouble or sitting around at the crime scene hanging out, then clearly you're not that hard at work. Okay? So just to clear that up for y'all idiots in the back that think y'all know what's going on in LA, y'all don't know nothing. It's all a setup. They play dumb, but they're not as dumb as they appear. America's not as dumb as weak as they appear. They're just telling you that because you're stupid and you believe every damn thing. Okay, so those who want to listen to like your Anton Daniels or anybody else that's on the news that's getting paid to lie to you, you might want to wake up and smell the roses and think the opposite. Anybody that's on TV and quote unquote successful and ain't nobody bothering them, if they tell you hell to hate today, this is a good day, you might want to think the opposite, because they're getting paid to lie to you, and they're doing a great job of it. Cause like I said, all I'm seeing is dead niggas everywhere, and I'm thinking, good God, y'all need to run from. Maybe y'all don't need to run for your life. Maybe y'all do need to get picked off. To tell you the truth, because again, if that's suicide, ain't nothing we can do about it at that point. R.I.P. But this ain't a murder case. Anyway, be well, be safe.